Well, it was India's Day in Mumbai, and I thought I'd better dress for the occasion. So here I am, and all in the kit, in fact, that I bought when I was in Pondicherry doing the Marigold Hotel just before lockdown came along. So I'm dressed for it today. Uh, if you aren't dressed for it, Peter Christian will make sure that you are. They may not have a great supply of Indian clothes, but they've got the most wonderful coloured clothes, the trousers, everything. You have a look at their website, you bung in your order, and if you mention the code peterchristian.co.uk/T20, you will get a 20% discount. That is, to give it to you again, peterchristian.co.uk/T20. Now, let us go to Mumbai, and what a day it was. In the end, India beat England by just 7 runs to go through to play New Zealand in the World Cup T20 final in Ahmedabad. I'm sorry, I'm getting it wrong. In Ahmedabad at the new Modi Stadium on Sunday. But we had an extraordinary game. England won the toss. Harry Brook, in fact, had not won the toss for a time, but he won the toss today, thought there might be just a little bit in the pitch to help his bowlers early on, give them a little bit of grip, and decided to field. England always like to chase anyway, so I don't think he'll have found it difficult to make that decision. Whether it was the right one, I'm not sure. Probably, I think if he had it again, he would have decided to bat. Anyway, India went in, and we had the two, Samson to start with, and Avicek. And Samson has been in the most tremendous form. He's the most wonderful striker of the ball, and he was going to be the main danger man. And he started off in the first over magnificently against Archer. In the second over, Avicek, his partner, was out, caught in the deep by Salt, and at that point, India were 30 for 1. Then, in the very next over, in the third over, Samson came forward to drive Archer. The ball went in a loop to mid-on, where Brook was fielding, Harry Brook, the England captain. It was not just a regulation catch, it really was a dolly, and he dropped it. Well, that, I'm afraid, was the turning point of the match. And looking back at it, although it came in only the third over, I'm afraid that really cost England the match. Samson went on to make 89, 7 sixes, 8 fours, 4s and 6s at the Wankhede Stadium, come like confetti. They were going around all day. I mean, it was a tremendous performance. The runs came at a furious rate on a very, very good batting pitch. And I think this again was the problem in the match for England. In the matches so far, the spinners had done the work, but today there was no grip for them at all. And in the end, I mean, for example, Dawson only bowled, who had been very good early on in the tournament, only bowled 1 over, which went for 19 runs. Rashid bowled well, he took 2 for 41. But it was a pace that really had to be used today. And India went on. Kishan made Samson a very good partner. They took the score well past 100. Then Kishan got out for 39. And eventually, when he had made 88 off, I think it was 48 balls or 47 balls, Samson got himself out, caught in the deep. But by then, the damage had been done. England were fighting a defensive action. They were trying to keep the final score as low as they could. They knew it was going to be over 200 because India had been going along at 12 and over. And so it meant that the Indians had the freedom, the Indian captain, to rearrange his batting order and send in the big hitters at 4, 5 and 6 rather than wait for them to come in lower in the order. There was some very, very, very good innings played Dubé made 47, played a very, very good innings, and Pandya hit 27. All the main Indian batsmen contributed, and they contributed with sixes and fours at a rate of 12, 13, 14, and sometimes 15 or even more and over. And India's final score of 253 for 7 was given a bit of an acceleration right at the end in the last 2 or 3 overs. Runs came really embarrassingly quickly for England. And England then went in 254 in 20 overs. Well, it would have been a fairy story, wouldn't it? And they don't really happen against sides like India, who are a fine one-day side. But England started off, they lost, Salt went very early in the second over, going for a big hit in the offside and skying the ball, not getting to it, his poor form continuing. Butler, for once, did begin to middle the ball. But it was Harry Brook who came in 3, hit one leg side 4, good stroke, and then when Jasprit Bumrah came on, who was going to be the key bowler, wasn't he? I mean, he is the best fast bowler in the world, I think, full stop, but he's certainly the best when it comes to all formats. And his first ball accounted for Harry Brook. Brook went to hit him to smash him square on the offside, didn't get hold of it, sliced it, he went up in the air, and Ashish Patel took an amazing catch, running back from the wicket, or diving, and somehow managing to hang on to the ball, and not let it come out of his hands when he hit the ground. And it was an astonishing effort. Brook was out for 7, and it did seem then, oh dear, England really are going to tumble down in a heap. But this brought in Bethel, and Bethel started by hitting sixes and went on hitting sixes and fours and showed exactly the form that had made him that wonderful 142 in the Sydney Test match, the 5th Test match in the Ashes series. It was in January he made those runs, early January. And this was really the first time he'd made 150 in the warm-up, well, not the warm-up games, but the early round games in this competition. But now he played one of the most brilliant innings I've seen. And it was extraordinary when you think we've had Harry Brook, who made that 100, didn't he, against Pakistan, and getting there in 50 balls for 3 figures. We then had Finn Allen, the New Zealand opener, getting to 100 not out in 33 balls, the quickest 100 in a T20 that's ever been made, against one of the top 4 member sides of the ICC, which obviously I'm trying to think. New Zealand opponents, of course, there was South Africa. South Africa had gone through winning everything, and it seemed they were certain to get to the final, but no. And this, of course, is the beauty, isn't it, of T20 cricket. Luck does play a part. But in fact, Seifert and Allen, the 2 New Zealand openers, were absolutely brilliant. And they put on, 117 it was for the first wicket, and then it was Seifert who got out, but Allen went on and scored the winning runs that took him to exactly 100. And New Zealand now go on to play India in Ahmedabad on Sunday. Anyway, then I was talking about the 300s, Brooks 100, Allen's 100, and then, of course, this 100 first of all, we had the 80s, so his second score in the 80s, wasn't it? No, he made 97, didn't he? Samson for India on an earlier match. He now got this 89 today. But the innings, I thought, almost a better innings was Bethel's, who got 105. He batted for 48 balls, and he was run out needlessly at the end when England's target began to get really too big. But England then looked to be sort of going down after Brook got out. Banton hit a couple of sixes, and then he got out, not really realizing that on this pitch you've got to hit straight, not across the line. He hit across the line and was bowled. And then looked as though England were again going to fall in a heap. But Jacks, who's been the hero, Will Jacks, for England in this competition, he'd bowled well. He'd got a couple of wickets for 40, got a wicket in his first over, and then when he came back later on to bowl the last two, his very first ball he got a wicket. And he now made 35 very good runs, hit some smashing sixes, and really made Bethel a very, very good partner. And I mean, they added 90 something, and it really did look as though they might take England to victory. But then Jacks was out to Ashish Patel again, an absolutely staggering catch when he sliced one on the offside. And Patel running from square cover, deep square cover, running backwards towards sort of backward point in the deep, caught the ball, but realised he was going to go over the boundary, threw it back, and one of his colleagues caught it in the boundary, and he'd thrown it back before he himself went over the boundary. It was brilliant. I mean, it was teamwork. Of course, it was teamwork, but it just happened, and it was a staggering catch. Jacks was out, and that really was the end of it. England's hopes went then. Bethel went on to get a wonderful 100, and then ran himself out at the end. And Archer then came in when the target was impossible to get. It was, I think they had to get something like 30 runs off 3 balls or something. But anyway, there were too many. But he then hit 3 sixes, which narrowed the final margin of victory to 7. And it was thrilling. The whole thing was thrilling. It's just a pity, that drop catch, and also Brooks' dismissal too. But then this is the way he played, and I don't blame him for that in the least. It was just he was unlucky to be out such a marvellous catch. Anyway, a wonderfully exciting semi-final. England are out of the competition, but they've come out of it with great credit, and no skin off anyone's nose. And I think Harry Brook has made sure that he will probably retain his place now as England's white ball captain. So the final on Sunday, when I shall be there, and I shall be on air for you too, is going to be played between India and New Zealand. India have got to be the favourites, but look at what New Zealand did yesterday, beating South Africa by 9 wickets. Can they do it again? I'll let you know on Sunday. And now, Peter Christian, make sure you look at their website and get your orders in and mention the code word peterchristian.co.uk/T20. That's peterchristian.co.uk/T20. And you will get an absolutely spiffing 20% discount.